How's it going, guys? Rajesh here again at one more session of about Marketo triggers. So today we're gonna talk about several other email-related triggers, and we're gonna talk about we already saw clicks emails in the link, clicks link in the email, click bounces, email bounces. Today we're gonna see emails about other triggers about email bounces soft, email is delivered, and opens email. So let's get at it. We saw the email bounces trigger yesterday, and today is pretty much similar. Email bounces soft is pretty much similar. We can, you have a situation whereby you want to act on write a smart campaign which will act on when somebody is email which we send to them get bounced soft. There are two kind of email bounces typically, which is hard bounce and soft bounce. Hard bounce means most of the times the email is totally undeliverable, while soft bounce means it's a transient or it's a temporary situation. Maybe the server is full, there's no space, the hard disk or thing like that, or somebody is out, not out of office, but something like that. Maybe the server is powering up and whatnot. So things like that, those are kind of soft bounces, and you may want to listen to them and do certain actions based on your business needs. So, and this trigger, email bounces soft, is specifically designed for that. Now, again, you can get to write a smart campaign which listens to all the emails. Like if you say is any in the Marketo system, no matter who writes it, which program have it, and this smart campaign will run and get triggered. You can do system-wide data cleanup kind of campaigns, initiatives like that. Or you may want to, maybe you have a certain class of emails which will contain some words, right? Webinar or maybe event or whatnot, something like that, or promotions or something. You can have a starts with, and you can actually pick one email by name, and you can pick something like that, or you can say is not, and you can pick anyone which is not or something. So based on that you can pick and choose what email you want one particular email, you want a class of email, or you want all the emails in the system to be listening to for whether the email bounces or not. Pretty powerful as such. You can also have multiple triggers, so basically you can also have email is not, and again one more email is not, in case you cannot combine one, the criteria with one contains or whatever, if you need something like that, so you can do that. We'll have to talk about what are the different triggers, multiple triggers in a smart campaign mean. So there's a little bit of difference there having multiple triggers, because all the triggers are either any of the triggers the smart campaign. It doesn't have to be both of them, or you cannot write filters and conditions, or no, the conditions about the any trigger happens, the smart campaign get triggered. So anyway, so let's go about it. But what about you say, hey, I want to have more, I want to have the category of soft bounces. Again, there are categories of soft bounces you can listen to and work based on that. You can also have details, which is like the what error code or what response we got from back from the receiving email server, and you can make conditionally trigger your smart campaign based on that response. For some responses you don't want to trigger some flow, for some responses you may want to, things like that. You have subcategory, again similar, there are subcategories of soft bounces you can listen to and treat them differently. um, Similar to the email bounces. Now you can actually also do it for a certain email address, or you can even do it for certain email address sets, like some company. You can say maybe uh, if somebody's you can just have, if the email address contains brightaspect.com, so any email address, email you send to brightaspect.com soft bounces, you want to know something like that. So that's you can do. Also selectively you can also do test variant. If you are using AB testing for the emails, you can choose to use that. and do different things for A version of the email and B version of the email and whatnot. And if you're using Content AI, you have that ability to listen to that, to check whether you are using Content AI for getting content into the emails powered by AI. Now, apart from that, you have the date of activity, which is in the past, 1 hour, 1 week. Is it in the time frame, given time frame, which you can select, like this year, last year, and things like that. You can have after certain time. You can pick the time, and you can say after 6 or after yesterday, whatnot. And all this, you can exactly specify the time also, or the date, and things like that. So you can do several things where to pinpoint exactly what you are looking for. And you can also, this is pretty important, pretty cool, many times, is that you can do how many number of times some email bounces. What if you want to say, hey, any email which bounce 3+ times, soft bounces, I want to treat it different. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it is a bad email or something. It's not reliable. Maybe I would be better off sending my emails and to somebody else. So things like that you might want to say like that, and that actually this particular criteria or for bounces comes handy when you want to do kind of data cleanup, maintaining your data targetable, and emails actually go through and things like that. So you can have generally email smart campaigns listening to this kind of things and cleaning up and separating the bad email addresses from the good ones and things like that. So that's one other use of this minimum number of times email bounces, that criteria. And that's pretty much it. So basically, that's about the email bounces soft.